Whenever I ask a jiu-jitsu athlete, what are you doing for your injuries? It's one of two answers: nothing or powering through. And so I really want to change that mindset. And that's a mindset that is pervasive in the jiu-jitsu community. And ultimately, it's going to cost people mat time. It's going to cost people performances. It's going to cost people tournaments. And it's going to cost people their body. And it's going to cost people from achieving the goals that they want to get, whether it's a blue belt, purple belt, brown belt, black belt, whether it's just training for longevity. It's going to cost all of that. There is a cost. That's a decision. That is a conscious decision. And so I want to provide the best quality care to jiu-jitsu athletes because they deserve it. We have gone so long without having people who understand our sport, who actually have the knowledge of strength and conditioning, that have the knowledge to rehab injuries, how joints work, how they all play together, the biomechanics of the human body, the biomechanics of how that's applied to jiu-jitsu, and then on top of that, the demands of the sport. I want to give that knowledge to the jiu-jitsu community, and I hope to do that over time. But ultimately, I want to see people who will take. I want to see people's mentalities change to take their health seriously, because it's going to pay off not only on the mats, but man, when you're not training, you're out because of injury, you're grumpy. Life sucks. Your work sucks. You have no stress outlet. You're depressed. And all that stuff adds up. It affects your marital life with your partner, your girlfriend, boyfriend, whoever it is. Man, that stuff adds up. And it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be that way. And so ultimately, I want people to know that the last thing that, for me, I try really hard not to shut somebody down. And I think that most people, when they go to their primary care providers, because grapplers have gone to their providers before, whether it's physical therapy or their physicians or whatever, and they tell them how they got hurt. And they say, well, you just need to stop doing that. Stop training. Well, so you want to take somebody's passion away, the things that they want to do. That's not an acceptable answer. So I want everybody to know that the last thing I want to do is shut people down. Injury prevention is as much about load management as it is the actual rehab protocol. If you've got somebody, and we all are guilty of this, if you've got somebody that is a recreational athlete who works a 9 to 5 and they just are trying to be in the gym for fitness, but they're trying to train like a professional athlete, and they're doing, they're spending a ton of time in the gym, and they're 2 or 3, sometimes 4 sessions of hard sparring. Well, that is as much of, that should be a part of the injury prevention protocol itself, is getting somebody to know where they're at as an athlete, understanding their goals as an athlete, and getting them there, but getting them there in a way that is smarter for them, and not just trying to grind through. So, I just, it's not about shutting somebody down because of an injury. It's about getting them through a rehab, getting them rehabbed, right, and then also giving them the injury prevention strategies that they need in order to stay healthy and on the mats long term. Ultimately, like, I don't fix people. I mean, I do remote physical therapy, strength and conditioning, heart rate based conditioning, but I'm not the one doing the work. I'm doing my own work. I'm doing my own rehab. I'm doing my own stuff, based on what my deficits are. But I'm not the one that's doing the work. I'm doing the coaching. I'm on the other end of the programming. I'm on the other end of the text messages. But I tell people, you're fixing yourself. I'm just giving you the tools. I'm just giving you the coaching, and I'm making sure that that process is going well, and what's working and what's not working. And it takes the ownership out of my hands. Like, I'll do my best with the programming. I listen, be attentive, and all those things. But ultimately, your rehab is in your hands, the same way that your jiu-jitsu is in your hands. And they should go hand in hand. They should be together. And if you've got an injury and you're scared that you don't want to get it dealt with, think about the cost. What is it going to cost you? Is it going to cost you a tournament? Not a big deal. Is it going to cost you being grumpy in your home life? Maybe being grumpy towards your spouse? Maybe it's 6 months off the mats. Maybe it's a year off the mats. Maybe it's a surgery. Maybe it's a surgery gone wrong. I mean, these are things that we need to think about. What is the cost of not addressing injuries? And it's not about shutting someone down from a rehab protocol and a rehab standpoint. It's actually about getting them back on the mats, getting them doing what they want. And listen, I know jiu-jitsu, and I know how to help jiu-jitsu athletes. So shoot me a message, man. I want to help. I want to help jiu-jitsu athletes. I want to give them the care that they deserve and that they need, because I know there's a lot of people out there who are just trying to grind through pain, and it does not work that way. So get at me, everybody, and let me know what you think.